Welcome back to another episode of Trust Issues. We're Eric and Kyle Auckland. We're so happy you're here. Recently, we talked about our morning routine on the show and gave you some tips on how you can stick to yours and figure out what works for you. Everyone loved the episode so much that we came back and we want to talk about our evening routine because we just felt like this needed a spot on the show.
They go hand in hand.
They do.
Yes.
I almost feel like the evening routine is more, it's like the setup.
Yes,
for
exactly.
the morning routine.
Yes.
To listen to our episode on morning routines, you can find the link in our show notes or the episode description from wherever you're listening.
Okay, so evening routine. I think you just kind of set it up perfectly. Is literally it bleeds right into the morning routine, right? Like if you don't set yourself up at night for your evening, you're probably not going to have the greatest morning routine.
Yeah, you start your day in chaos.
Because the number one thing you lose by not even having somewhat of an evening routine is you usually end up staying up too late and you miss out on sleep, which makes you tired in the morning, and it all just goes tumbling down, right?
It's like a snowball of effects.
So how about we start with our evening routine, what that kind of looks like. Obviously.
Well, one thing I want to say, if you're a parent listening,
sure,
having a partner who splits like family duties with you, I have found makes the whole evening so seamless. Not everyone does this though. Not everyone does this. We tag team everything. We tag team dinner. We tag team bedtime. We really swap back and forth. So I feel like that helps us both. Like you don't want one person getting to like after bedtime totally burnt out and exhausted.
Yeah.
I feel like we are able to split a lot of those parental duties so that we can like get to, okay, kids down for sleep. Now let's kind of like take a minute for ourselves and also set ourselves up for the next day.
Yes.
But we really do that. And so, I mean, you as a dad, you're totally showing up. Just saying.
I try. I mean,
you're doing good.
It's, I don't know. It's something I want to do. I love, I don't know, I guess dealing directly with Dawson. It's like, I love doing the nightly routine with him, like that stuff. I think, especially as I've gotten more comfortable with it, it's like, and I guess confident, it's just like being with him at night, putting him down to sleep. It's like, I started looking at it through a lens of gratitude where it's like, you're not going to get to do this stuff, you know, like as he grows, like these moments. So it's like, all right, is it exhausting sometimes when he doesn't want to go down? You're up there sweating, just trying to put him down. It's like, yes, but it's like, okay, this is temporary. It's temporary. It's like, I get to do this. I get to be with my boy and put him down.
Well, it's like you're building a bond, you know,
Exactly.
You're building a lifelong bond with him.
Yes.
And I think that what that helps for me is, you know, say I make dinner, you put him down for sleep. I get to clean up after dinner. By the time you come down and you've put him down, you've given him his bottle and he's down for sleep. Now we can both sit down and say, okay, let's have a moment for ourselves.
Yes.
And we both really were able to help each other, you know, with the things that we need to get done every single day to, you know, eat and have like a semblance of a good rhythm in our family. Like us tag teaming that, I feel like just sets us up for success for everything.
Yeah.
So
and we didn't always do that.
We didn't.
No, it was our nightly routine. I feel like after 3 p.m. most day, it was just a mess. And it was like, by the time we'd be doing dinner on the fly, and then by the time he even went to sleep, you just wanted to sit there and like stare at the TV or Netflix or something. And then it's like you're exhausted. It's almost midnight, but you just want that little bit of time because you have like 2-3 hours where you're like, oh, I don't have to like
do anything right now. No one needs me right now.
Yes.
I can sit on this couch for a minute.
And I think there was a moment like a couple months ago, we literally like, after we watched something, we just looked at each other, and I remember we were like just so disgusted. We're just like, what are we doing? Like, we got to get our evening like under control. Like, time to make a plan.
So if you're listening and you're like, I'm a hot mess right now, we get it. We've been there. It's funny too, because like before we became parents, we were just like so on it, and then you just have to figure a whole new life out, and then now it's like I feel like we've got a great rhythm going again, and it just makes such a difference because when we're communicating, when we have a routine, when we're in a rhythm together, everything else in our life just goes so much better. We don't fight as much. We don't get annoyed with each other. Yeah. Each of us gets our time together or separate as individuals just to take care of ourselves. So, you know, a couple of things that I feel like are non-negotiables. Like, okay, non-negotiables for our evening routine. I mean, we like to do some type of self-care. So
usually my self-care at night is I'll jump in our sauna. We have a sauna upstairs. I love, it's like so relaxing to me. And it's like just to get a good sweat out at night before you go to bed. Like, yeah.
100%. I've been trying to do that more lately.
Yeah,
you've been doing good at that.
Yeah.
So some type of self-care. So whether it's, listening to some affirmations, that's what I've been doing at night a lot. That's one of my non-negotiables. I talked about this a little bit in our morning routine episode, but your brain, goes into a different state as you're getting ready for bed. You want to get your brain ready for sleep. You want to be turning off blue light. For me, when I've noticed this because I'm a little bit of a workaholic, just straight up. And I own that. And so I used to have these really terrible boundaries where I would just be working right up until like 9 p.m. And then I would be like, okay, like we gotta like wind it down, get ready for bed. And I couldn't turn my brain off.
No.
And I would literally lay in bed like with anxiety.
I could like feel it pulsing off of you.
I would be like, like I can't even.
You good over there?
No, I'm not good. Like I'm not okay. And I would be so stressed because my brain couldn't turn off, and I would get in these ideas, and I'd grab my phone and I'd be like, okay, I have to do this tomorrow. And I'd be like remembering stuff at 10 p.m. when I should be like going to sleep.
Yeah.
So I remember like that being a no-go for me. So now my non-negotiable is I need to turn my phone and turn off work several hours before bed.
Yeah.
And I've been doing at night, I do like certain frequency music, and I put them in my headphones, and I lay there in bed, and I'm like letting it like literally bathe over me, and I'm like imagining my body in like purple light or something. I don't know. But that really changes it for me. Like in terms of a non-negotiable, turning off work, turning off my brain has to happen.
Yeah.
And so that's a huge one for me.
I was going to say, I think a lot of people struggle with that. Like unplugging from work and like stopping. I mean, we live in such a culture that's nonstop. Like the next idea, the next. So it's like, but you have to.
Well, you said that the other day. You were like, I feel like we are just sharks. We literally don't stop swimming.
Because even when they sleep, they keep moving.
I'm like, bro, I can't live like this forever. Like, but it's true. It's so easy to be that way. And so I think at night is like when we've been trying to really safeguard our energy to just be like, okay, like we need to shut it down, turn it off. And whether that looks like sitting together and watching a show, because we like to do those things. Like we're not saying like you have to be constantly like listening to personal development. You can have a moment for yourself. We like those things
and
too.
Also even doing that with a show, it's like, okay, if we're going to sit down and watch a show, like let's put our phones in the other room. Like let's actually watch a show instead of it just like being on the screen while we're
heads down in our phones, because we've been that way before. Okay.
Yes.
It's not cute, but we've done that. So you like sauna, me, I'm definitely into my nighttime affirmations, getting my brain in theta state, chilling out, like just getting into my center. Another thing we like to do a lot is red light therapy. So this is like along the lines of like self-care.
Yeah.
There's so many. We got it. We'll talk one day on the show about why we love red light therapy so much, but we're obsessed.
Yes.
We've got like red light therapy masks. We've got red light therapy.
Light bulbs everywhere.
Light bulbs, because that actually turns your brain. I mean, first of all, there's so many like cellular benefits, healing and all that. But when you're exposed to that blue light, it literally like,
it's like, wake up.
Yeah. So that red light, we actually have red light bulbs in our bedroom.
Yeah.
So, and in our bathroom. So at night we only see like red light because it really like chills your body out.
Dude, so many people have come into our room and turned the lights on. They're like, what do you guys do up here?
Like, what's going on?
All right.
We're biohacking, okay? We're trying to turn our brains off. We're trying to chill.
Yes.
So red light therapy. We also will review our schedules for the next day.
Yeah.
So this is huge. We're like, okay, who's got an appointment? What do you have going on tomorrow?
Yeah.
We have a calendar in our fridge, so we go over those things. That's a huge game changer.
Yeah. That's almost every night. Like usually Sundays we do like a big weekly review, and then every night in our nightly routine for like, I don't know, probably like a 20-30 minute period. We're like, okay, look at each other's calendars. What are you doing? What do you have in the morning? All that.
I've become so psycho about this that I cannot go to sleep unless I've written in my planner for the next day. I literally am like, no, I'll be downstairs and you'll be headed up, and I'll be like, I'll see you in 10.
Scribbling. Yeah.
Because I have to write it down, because what that is for me is like I can then turn my brain off.
Yes.
So, because there's nothing worse to me than waking up the next day in a panic. I'm like a cat. I wake up slow. I need like a minute. I cannot be rushed. Do not stress me out in the morning. So if I'm like not setting myself up for success the night before, like it's not going to be good.
Yeah, for sure.
So writing all the plans out, all the things. Obviously then going to bed. Should we talk about like bedtime supplements?
Yeah. Well, yeah. Supplements for sure. But I think even here's a little tip for some people too. I know like the coffee and the caffeine world is that all that stuff is huge, but it's like, even if you say, oh, caffeine doesn't affect me or keep me up, it does affect everybody to a certain degree. So like, even like around 3 o'clock, like no more caffeine. Like just little things, and even if you think it doesn't, just try it. Like, you know,
you'll sleep deeper for
yes,
sure.
If you're struggling with sleep, or you can't fall asleep quick, or you wake up, you stir during the night, like try and cut out caffeine later in the afternoon.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah,
I made a mistake a couple weeks ago, and I had like a green tea. At dinner, and I literally couldn't turn my brain off. Like my brain was like, I'm like, this would have been nice at 12 o'clock.
Where was this when I needed it?
Yeah. And I remember I was like wired until 4. Like, what is my life? It was not good. But yeah, I think just like setting yourself up, it's like you have to prepare and have intentionality is everything. You have to prepare and have intention before you go to bed, because it's like, otherwise it bleeds into everything. So bedtime supplements. I cannot go to sleep without my magnesium.
Yes.
So I do my magnesium every single night. I've also been taking this brand. It's called First Person.
Oh,
and it's adaptogenic mushrooms. And there's like a PM one. There's an AM. There's like for all times of the day. And I cannot go to sleep without that.
Yeah.
I'm also really big on a bedtime snack. Really every single night I almost do. Like I do like a warm milk drink. I put collagen in it. I put cinnamon. I have a reishi like extract that I do, which is really calming. It's an adaptogenic. What else do I put in it? Probably some salt, like a good pinch of salt, which is really good. Yeah. You're fasting all night. If you want to set yourself up for success, like to sleep well and to sleep soundly, having a bedtime snack for me always changes the game. So
usually like a good fat and good protein.
Good fat, good protein, collagen or casein. And then we might do a little Delta.
Yes.
Do we want to talk about here's the deal. Okay. We found these gummies that they sell literally at our farmer's market. Yeah. We had never heard of this before. We were big CBD people forever.
Totally.
But like, do you ever take like CBD and you don't feel anything? Yes. You're just like, what is this? This is a waste of my $180.
Yeah.
We would buy
all
this
stuff. Or you got to take like half the bottle to like, you know.
And maybe there's, anti-inflammatory, results from that. But we started taking Delta, and we listened to a Joe Rogan podcast. We found it at our farmer's market, and we started taking them, and how that has impacted our sleep and just sleeping deeper and recovery and just turning your brain off.
Yeah. That's been the biggest thing.
I think you know more about it than I do. I just like, you got them, and I was like, I'm going to take them now.
No, well, it's funny because we've really, through the course of just having Dawson, and then I don't know, I feel like just getting older, it's like we've really just moved away from alcohol.
Yeah, and we don't drink anymore.
I feel like so many people are doing that same thing also. It's like a big movement right now, but it's like, well, because at the end of the day, you know, a glass of wine here and there, yeah, you feel fine, but like if you do go one too many, it throws you off the whole next day.
I can't
sleep. You feel like crap. Yeah,
you
can't sleep. Like you're warm at night, whatever. So we just made that shift where like I bought some at the farmer's market and we just tried it, and it was like, take it around like 8:30, 9 o'clock, and you just feel so calm. Your brain's not going a mile a minute. Yeah. And it's like, it allowed you to get to that point where like, okay, I can go to sleep.
Yeah. It's like a deeper rest on a whole nother level. Oh,
totally. Yeah.
So like what did we do, the Delta 8 or Delta 9, or is it both?
It's Delta 8.
Delta 8.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
So yeah, we'll
do an episode. Maybe
we gotta like talk more. It has been such a game changer for us.
Get like an expert on that.
Yeah.
So like really dive deep into it.
It's just been like, if you guys know anybody, let us know on Instagram. Yes. Come to our page on IG at Trust Issues Podcast. Tell us if you know someone who like educates or talks about Delta, because we've like really been learning about it, and it's been such a great way for us to turn our brains off, get our bodies really. I mean, I'm like, I take a gummy, I'm like, I'm in theta. Yeah. Bye. I'm in theta. I'm sleeping. Good night. Like I feel just rested. And for someone who has a really hard time turning my brain off, that's been a huge game changer. And like you said with alcohol, like I stopped drinking completely when I found out I was pregnant.
Yeah.
We used to do like our before bedtime, maybe a glass of wine or something. And my body is so sensitive. I can't, like, I don't sleep good. I get hot. Like I don't feel good when I drink anymore. I haven't drank since I found out I was pregnant. So coming up on 2 years, and I don't miss it at all. Yeah. But sometimes you do want to just like chill. You want to chill your brain. And it's been, it's medicinal in my opinion. Like I've loved it. So we'll do that.
We live in a culture now where, like we've already said, like nothing ever shuts off anymore with technology, social media, like everything's constantly berating you, So like, this is an outside basically product that helps you unplug.
Yeah. I love it. Yeah. I'm a huge fan. So, okay. Really, bedtime for Dawson's at 6:37.
Yep.
He's in bed. We wrap up dinner around that time, put him down. Then I would say 7:30, we're down here, both you and I, like, we sit on the couch, we have a minute.
Yeah.
We maybe watch a show, or we chat, or we hang out together.
Yeah.
Have mom and dad time.
And
Then
it's usually cleaning.
Yeah, we'll
usually
clean up.
The kitchen, we want to make sure it's clean before the next day starts.
We tidy up.
Yeah.
We'll just kind of tag team. Again, like tag team, y'all. I'm telling you. It changes everything. Doing it together, because it shouldn't be all on one person. That's just our belief, but like it shouldn't be all on one person. We both work, so we both work at home too.
And we flip-flop. Like if I do some stuff the one day, you do it the next day.
Yeah, it's like if I do dinner, you do dinner. We go back and forth, tag team. It just changes everything.
Yeah.
So then I would say like 8 o'clock, we're completely shut off. Mm-hmm. We're like done.
Blue light glasses on, that type of stuff.
We've got our red light mask on.
Yeah.
I have my higher dose. I am obsessed with. I got this higher dose.
I wear it too.
Kyle wears it too.
I love it.
Higher dose red light mask, and then I have a higher dose. It's a PEMF mat.
Yeah.
I think it's called PEMF mat, and it's like super relaxing. It has infrared on it. I will sit on that on the couch. I literally put it on the couch the other night, and it was like warming my booty while also relaxing my body with crystals and whatever. It was unbelievable. So we'll do some of that stuff, and then we really try to head up for bed around 9:30, and that's like self-care, get dressed, change it up, like, and then we go to bed. And we successfully set ourselves up for a good day the next day when we do that.
Yes.
It makes the world of difference.
It made the morning routines so much easier, because it was like actually getting sleep, feeling better. It was like, okay, I'm ready to kind of tackle this next day. Let's jump in. When your mind is not in the place to like listen to a podcast in the morning or practice gratitude or anything, like, you're never going to do it. So like you have to set yourself up the night before to have a good morning routine.
100%.
Yeah.
If you missed our episode about morning routines, we talked a lot more in detail on that episode. So head back to that episode. We also give some tips for how to stick to any routine. So be sure to listen to that, and we will see you next time. Thanks so much for listening to the Trust Issues Podcast. What's your evening routine? We want to know. Tell us over on Instagram at Trust Issues Podcast and join the conversation.